Rachel Zegler's dramatic fallout has escalated in shocking fashion. Fired from all her projects, Zegler is now accusing her Snow White co-star Gal Gadot and the director Marc Webb of sabotaging her career. But are these accusations grounded in reality, or are her controversial interviews and social media posts to blame? Behind the scenes, the studio is scrambling to salvage a $300 million disaster, with failed test screenings and a disintegrating press tour adding fuel to the fire. What led to this chaos, and why is Zegler's feud with Gadot making headlines across the globe? Stick with us as we reveal how Snow White has turned into the studio's worst nightmare, and why Zegler's accusations may be the final blow. Ziegler's sudden departure has sparked an uncontrollable firestorm. Insiders reveal a toxic atmosphere behind the scenes. Accusations are flying, with Ziegler claiming that Gadot actively worked to undermine her career throughout the production. But the tension doesn't stop there. Ziegler has also criticized director Marc Webb for showing favoritism towards Gadot, alleging that his bias was a major factor in her downfall. Ziegler describes events including backstabbing Gadot by his right-hand man, Grant Webster, alleging that his bias was a major factor in her downfall. The drama has now spiraled out of control, with the studio struggling to manage the fallout from both the personal and professional conflicts. To make matters worse, the Snow White press tour has crumbled, with the studio scrambling to contain the fallout from disastrous test screenings that reportedly cost millions. Meanwhile, Ziegler finds herself locked in bitter disputes with studio executives, leaving fans to question: what exactly triggered this implosion? Could Zegler's polarizing social media presence, which alienated audiences and created major PR headaches, be to blame? Or did the behind-the-scenes tensions with Gadot and the production team push her into this downward spiral? The studio is already navigating turbulent times across its divisions, from leadership challenges to growing concerns with other properties. Yet the Snow White fiasco has emerged as the focal point of their struggles, with Zegler's fallout now dominating headlines. To make matters worse, the strained relationship between Zegler and Gadot has only deepened. Their ongoing conflict intensified after Zegler's public missteps in interviews and on social media, causing major headaches for top executives. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this unfolding drama to uncover what really happened behind the scenes. Rachel Zegler's situation seems to worsen with every passing week, plunging deeper into chaos. The stakes surrounding Snow White are staggering, with the production budget ballooning beyond $300 million, and even more costly reshoots looming on the horizon. But it's not just about the movie's expenses. The studio's marketing and promotional campaigns, already tightly interwoven with the film, have become collateral damage in this spiraling disaster. Under the $7.1 million mandate, each previous budget was $6.11 million, and once that was gone, the direction was clear. They had to blow up. For the studio, this couldn't have come at a worse time. They are juggling multiple crises across its divisions, from faltering franchises to leadership challenges, and Ziegler's behind-the-scenes behavior has only amplified the turmoil. In a bold and unexpected move, Zegler is now openly criticizing the studio after her termination. She has singled out Gal Gadot, alleging that Gadot's conduct on set made their working relationship unbearable and directly impacted her performance. According to Zegler, this strained dynamic was a significant factor in the decision to sever ties with her. The tension between the two stars has reportedly escalated to the point where the studio is struggling to get them to appear amicable during public events. Many of these appearances have already been cancelled due to the ongoing fallout. Adding to the drama, Zegler has accused the studio of mishandling the test screenings for Snow White. In a heated confrontation with studio executives, she claimed they deliberately showcased her worst takes, particularly from pivotal scenes in the movie's second and third acts. These accusations come amid the cancellation of planned sequels and the unraveling of the film's marketing campaign, which has cost millions in lost investments. The Snow White project has become a financial and reputational nightmare, with Zegler's allegations and the escalating feud with Gadot casting an even darker shadow over the entire production. The other films technically aren't even better than this, but the drastically offbeat narrative destroys everything. And Rachel Zegler seems to be reaching her breaking point as her feud with Gal Gadot escalates to new levels. During a recent remote meeting with executives to finalize press tour arrangements, both Zegler and Gadot reportedly refused to work together even for minor joint appearances on interviews or late-night talk shows. The studio's efforts to mediate this conflict have only underscored how deeply fractured their relationship has become, with tensions now at an all-time high. Zegler's frustrations boiled over as she shifted blame squarely onto both Gal Gadot and director Marc Webb, accusing them of sabotaging her acting career. Having seen the studio as her stepping stone to stardom, Zegler had been relying on them to secure her future in the industry. This over-reliance, however, appears to have backfired spectacularly. The harsh reality is that major studios operate on profits rather than personal loyalty. Regardless of how much an actor may invest in their roles, if they become a liability to the brand's bottom line, they're easily let go. This isn't a new concept in Hollywood, but for Zegler, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Now, her struggles seem compounded by the aftermath of her actions, especially her social media controversies, which many insiders believe were the final blow to her career. These posts, along with public interviews that sparked significant backlash, appear to have cemented the decision to part ways with her. What's particularly striking is how Zegler has chosen to assign full blame to Marc Webb and Gal Gadot for her dismissal. Not only has she been dropped from the planned Snow White sequels, but she's also been removed from other potential projects. To add insult to injury, Zegler has been sidelined from major public events. In her humble opinion, Zegler has been sidelined from major public events. Once slated to headline a highly publicized Thanksgiving parade and perform at a Christmas special, she now finds herself excluded from these key opportunities to salvage her reputation. The fallout from Snow White has become a cautionary tale of how rapidly things can unravel in Hollywood. For Zegler, the path to redemption looks increasingly uncertain as the rift deepens and her career hangs in the balance. Rachel Zegler's situation has taken a devastating turn, with her career seemingly caught in a downward spiral. Key appearances, including a high-profile New Year's event and the much-anticipated world premiere of Snow White in March, have been cancelled, signaling just how deeply her involvement has been impacted. Compounding the issue, the film itself is now facing widespread boycotts as families voice their displeasure by choosing to steer clear of theaters. The studio is acutely aware of the backlash, and top executives are reportedly monitoring the fallout closely. In a strategic move to contain the damage, they have decided to pivot their press tour efforts toward Gal Gadot, sidelining Zegler in an attempt to minimize further public relations headaches. Zegler's role in promoting the film has been drastically reduced, signaling a significant shift in the studio's priorities. Behind the scenes, the tensions between Zegler and Gadot continue to escalate, fueled by accusations of favoritism toward Gadot by director Marc Webb. However, these claims lack merit. Insiders report that Gadot's standout performances during filming are the primary reason she's been given a more prominent spotlight. The harsh truth is that Zegler's acting failed to resonate at the same level, and this disparity has contributed to her diminished role in the film's marketing campaign. Adding to the studio's woes, Snow White is undergoing substantial revisions after disastrous feedback from test screenings. The film's ending in particular has been described as a complete misstep. Test audiences have labelled it confusing and poorly executed, with some even suggesting it could lead to audience walkouts during theatrical releases. Another major point of contention is the film's CGI. Despite a staggering production budget, the visual effects have been criticised for appearing incomplete and rushed. This shortcoming has left test screeners unimpressed, further tarnishing the movie's reputation before its release. Executives are now scrambling to address these critical issues, but with time running out, the pressure to salvage the project is mounting. The combination of internal conflict, poor test audience reception, and production flaws paints a grim picture for Snow White. As the studio fights to navigate this crisis, Zegler's future in the industry looks increasingly uncertain, with the Snow White debacle serving as a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in Hollywood. The turmoil surrounding Zegler echoes the criticism faced by other upcoming films projects that have left fans questioning recent studio decisions. Much like the backlash over unnecessary reimaginings of beloved classics, Snow White seems to be struggling to resonate with audiences who cherish the original animated masterpiece. This lack of enthusiasm only adds to the challenges faced in recovering from recent missteps. Strangely, a lack of resonance with the Phenom, though, seems to have captured the imagination of the tradition. For Rachel Zegler, however, the stakes are even higher. Her ongoing disputes with Gal Gadot and accusations against director Marc Webb for allegedly sabotaging her performance have further fueled the drama. Adding to her woes, her claims that the studio intentionally selected poor takes for the final cut have left many questioning whether she's taking accountability or simply shifting blame. With major appearances like the Thanksgiving Parade and Snow White's world premiere scrapped, it's evident that the studio has sidelined her to focus damage control efforts elsewhere, primarily by elevating Gal Gadot's role in the promotional campaign. Behind the scenes, Snow White remains in turmoil. The costly reshoots, heavily criticized CGI, and reports of an unsatisfactory ending have only deepened concerns about the film's ability to recover. For Zegler, this unraveling situation serves as a harsh reminder of the unforgiving nature of Hollywood, where one wrong move can overshadow an entire career. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Zegler's accusations against Gadot and Marc Webb hold any weight? Is the studio to blame for the fallout, or does this reflect deeper issues within the industry and its approach to live-action remakes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video insightful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more breaking updates, detailed analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest and most engaging content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.